This marks the 18th part of this manhwa. If you haven't viewed the previous parts, you can access it by clicking the I button located above, or the link is provided in description. Let's aim for 200 likes on today's video. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's begin our recap video for today's manhwa. A week later, at the inn in Sichuan, Myeong-un, General Manager Kong, and Group Leader Zhuge were all shouting excitedly while drinking. Now, to celebrate their sold out today and let's all become wealthy, to their merchant group's great success, Khan then called out to waiter, and him bring them another bottle of their finest alcohol, and more food too. The waiter promptly replied right away. Sir, Khan remarked, group leader, as expected, there's truly something special about the big cities. John Yangtze utilized sound transmission, stated that's his point exactly. It's already been 4 days. He knows they are putting on an act. How could someone like him have lived such an ascetic life? Ha-Homan also employed sound transmission, remarking who would have thought General Manager Jian would speak like that when she's drunk? John Yangtze noted that Zhou Kuang and Guan Hume, who remained in Shanghai, would probably be jealous if they had witnessed this. He added if their goal was to attract attention, he think they definitely succeeded. Yes, everyone is just looking at them. Rumors have probably already spread. Last night, he even started a fight with the beggar clan's disciple. Zhang Mun noted drinking and causing a commotion in the middle of the city with just this many people. This is no longer bold but reckless. He continued at any rate. Putting group leader Zhuge aside, it seems like those two general managers are willing to sacrifice their lives for the young master. John Yangtze and Ha-Homan remarked that's a given of them though, as Ha-Homan poured him some more liquor. Their conversation was abruptly interrupted by a person who forcefully swung the inn door open, shouted, which of you bastards belongs to the merchant group from the western regions? He demanded to know, how dare they hit the branch leader's younger brother? In response, Kong shouted back, how dare a beggar step into this inn? They both moved towards each other aggressively, and the newcomer stated, this goat-like bastard, is he done talking? Kong retorted, get lost, you bastard. John Yangtze remarked he think he's really drunk. In a state of worry, Ha-Homan shouted, what are you doing? Stop them. But before they could intervene, Myeong-un stepped forward and kicked the person in his private parts. A while later, Kong remarked, who would have thought those beggars would come flocking like savage dogs like that? Group leader Zhuge stated, now that they have the branch leader's attention, they will definitely pick fights with them starting tomorrow. But even amid all this commotion, seeing that there's no movement in Ame or Ching, there's no doubt that the Murim alliance is focusing all of their attention on the other side at Zhejiang. Khan replied they are truly fortunate to have someone knowledgeable about the central plains like him by their side. Myeong-un asked, at any rate, the young master should be safe, right? Khan remarked, since there hasn't been any news after they split up in Jinchuan County. In case they spread the heaven and earth net, they should also get away quickly, since that means the young master succeeded. John Yangtze asked, but what if they get caught? Zhuge noted, they can't let our guard down, but please don't worry too much. The Violet Light group leader must have established a relationship with the Sichuan branch. By the way, her kick technique was truly incredible. General Manager Jian, he couldn't even count how many disciples of the beggar clan got taken down by her kick. Meanwhile, Myeong-un started to vomit again, and Kong said she has drunk too much. On the other hand, Woon said they will reach Mount Ching tomorrow. Seojin remarked, since it's getting dark, he think they should look for an inn first. They slept in the open yesterday, and now his body is itching. Woon replied, choose one that is as old and shabby as possible. At that moment, two beggar clan disciples stopped them. Seojin asked, what's going on? One of the disciples remarked, they haven't seen their faces around here before, and asked, who are you bastards? Seojin stated they are porters from the western regions. They are going to Mount Qingqing to make a delivery. The disciple asked, are they going to the Qingqing sect? Seojin replied, yes, that's correct. Is there a problem? The disciple stated, are they asking because they don't know? The entire Central Plains is on high alert right now, so how can they be going to the Qingqing sect? He then asked, what is in that bag? Seojin responded, he can't tell them that, since they are requested to. The disciple remarked, they are the beggar clan's disciples, and asked him to open it. Seojin asked, can they make do with this instead? The disciple inquired, who does he take them for? Open it right now. Seojin then turned around and signaled Woon to open the bag. As they opened it, the disciple shouted, these are such big mushrooms. Seojin explained it also has a nice scent, as it is harvested from the deep foot of Malint Kunlun. The other disciple insisted, open it more. There is something inside. As he opened, one disciple identified these are fleece flower roots. The other remarked they aren't that high grade. Seojin replied they are actually a transporting agency that earns money under the Kunlun sect. Since those demonic cult bastards keep attacking, it's so hard for them to make a living. They are thinking of moving to Sichuan, that's why they are trying to earn some favor from the Qingqing sect. Woon commented since they are disciples of the beggar clan, their martial arts must be incredible. In surprise, both disciples asked what is he doing? Woon replied although they aren't 100 years old, wouldn't it be helpful in improving their inner chi, sirs? Please eat this and quickly defeat those demonic bastards. Seojin handed them the money, saying he took this out of his own pocket, so please use this to quench their thirst at least. As both of them walked away, one disciple said, they say Kunlun isn't what it used to be these days. They are only letting them off because they need to make a living. Seojin breathed out a sigh of relief and asked, isn't that the letter exchange between the beggar clan's disciples? Did he pickpocket him during that time? Woon stated it is said that Taoist Master Zihu, who went to Kaifeng for the Murim Alliance meeting, is returning tonight. Seojin said he means, there's no need to drag things out, right? They will do it tomorrow night. The next day, at Mount Qingqing, Seojin explained this is the place in front of the great shrine on North Mountain. It's not that. He doubt him, but will he really show up? Woon asked, isn't Qingqing a place where their sense of justice is as clear as the sky? If he read the letter he left behind earlier, he will surely come out, to hide his dirty past. Woon noticed a presence, and immediately informed Seojin, who instantly goes into hiding in the back as planned. At that moment, Zihu's eldest son, Fan Zun, approached him and asked, is he the porter from Kunlun? Woon replied that's correct. Fan Zun stated it looks like even the porters are learning stealth these days. How dare he sneak into his room and leave a letter behind? Woon replied he was just following orders. Fan Zun think just one glance and he can tell that Brad isn't nervous at all, and ask orders he say. There is no way the dying Kunlun would know him and Qingqing's secrets, and asked who ordered him? Woon quickly disappeared from his sight, and Seojin rushed from behind to attack him, but his attack was blocked. Fan Zun asked is he Seojin? And Seojin replied it's been a while since he saw that dirty face. Fan Zun stated it hasn't been long since he betrayed Qingqing and ran away. How dare he come back here? Seojin asked he betrayed Qingqing, and stated isn't he the one who disgraced junior sister? Fan Zun stated that is something only they know about. She was so loud in bed that he thought she was a prostitute or something. Seojin rushed forward, saying he will tear off that dirty mouth. But his attack was again blocked, and Fan Zun remarked looks like he hasn't been playing around. Seojin asked how can he do that? He spent thousands of nights waiting for this day, and used the Azure Sky Scarlet Dawn sword technique to attack him. Seeing that, Fan Zun stated he dare attack the next Qingqing sect leader. Seojin didn't stop and cut one of Fan Zun's arms, saying to him, it no longer exists. As Fan Zun shouted in pain, Seojin launched another attack, saying go to the other world and apologize to junior sister. But at that moment, Blue Sword Chi was launched towards him, breaking his sword and causing him some damage as well. The sword Chi was launched by Zihu, the leader of the Qingqing sect, as he rushed closer to finish Seojin, but his attack was blocked by Woon. Zihu stated he should have killed him back then. Seojin. Woon remarked he is finally here. Fan Zun asked how you get here, father. At the moment rain started to fall down. Zihu. Note if he ran away to survive, he should have never come back. Why did he back? Seojin remarked he is still protecting that bastard as his son? Even after knowing the crime he committed. Is this really the Qingqing they learned about? Zihu asked what do he think Qingqing is? Seojin replied Qingqing is where justice is as clear as the sky. Zihu asked further what would he do when his precious son has committed a mistake? Is he going to abandon him? Or is he going to simply remove that mistake? Seojin rushed forward to attack while saying please stop insulting his junior sister. Zihu easily blocked his attack. Zihu note he heard that he joined the demonic cult for revenge. And he rushed forward to attack while saying to think he would dare to tarnish Qingqing's name. If he has lived as a dead person, he should have stayed that way. However, his attack was thwarted as Woon infused raindrops with inner chi, which he then blocked. He will now be his opponent. Zihu stated for a young brat, the amount of demonic chi he possesses is quite commendable. Is he one of the demonic cult leader's sons? State his identity. Woon remark he is someone who will cut down his delusion. How can someone who is deluded by a false name be a leader of the Taoist sect? Zihu shouted this arrogant bastard. Once more, Woon unleashed raindrops towards him, declaring here he come. He suggests him fight to him with all his strength. Zihu stated he think he can fight against him with this mere trick. To his astonishment, Woon closed the distance between them in an instant, and inflicted a wound upon Zihu. And then he remarked this rat-like bastard. His foot technique isn't bad, as he rushed forward while saying he will show him how fearsome the Ching best sword is. But Woon dodged his sword strike, and note the sword of Ching is ever-changing like the wind. Mix his attacks with feints too, since Ching's sword shines in a series of attacks. Zihu exclaimed he dare discuss Ching's sword with him. And he think his level is quite high, but he hasn't matured physically yet. What's more, when it comes to the depth of chi, he have an absolute upper hand. Let's overwhelm him like this. Woon remark although his strength isn't lacking, he is foolish and stubborn. That's exactly why Ching lost its standing in the Central Plains. Zihu shouted this bastard. He will tear off his mouth and rip out his intestines. But Woon dodge all his strike and think he's definitely better than Nan Gongjun and Sima Jin. As Woon jumps into the air to avoid the strike, Zihu remarks stupid brat to float in the air in front of him. He won't be able to dodge this, and used clear light sword technique to attack him. Woon continue with his thoughts. What's the point of inflating the stem if the roots are rotten? Ching's sword must be a clear breeze. Subsequently, Woon employed his technique to create numerous swords of chi, catching Zihu off guard. However, it was too late for Zihu as Woon launched them all towards him, instantly ending his life. And Woon think this is the end of those who are blinded by power and forget their true nature. In that instant, Fan Zun rushed towards him, shouting, "You bastard, how dare he kill his father?" But his heart was pierced by Seojin, and he collapsed to the ground and crying out that it was over. 2 days later, at Kaifeng, Nan Gongmin, the Murim alliance leader in shock asked what Taoist master Zihu is dead? The servant explained except for the culprits were 2 people, there is no information yet. It is said that Taoist master Zixien, Ching's temporary sect leader, is chasing after them. Nan Gongmin think Ching's sect leader was killed by just 2 people, and on Mount Ching, no less? It was unbelievable enough that the Blade King was defeated in Zhujiang. Even Taoist master Zihu on the other side. The Murim alliance just lost 2 of its great masters in vain. After all they lost, Shishan to them. Nan Gongmin think the enemy close to Sichuan ended up being the demonic cult in Qinghai. However, the demonic cult is now under a succession race. It is extremely unlikely that the cult leader will move in person. If it weren't Myeong-un or Myeonggak, could it be that another expert of that level has appeared in the demonic cult? And he asked what is the culprit's escape route? Are they going towards Qinghai? The servant replied it said that they are heading to Chongqing. That's the strange part. If they are members of the demonic cult, they should be heading to Qinghai or Gansu, but they are going in the opposite direction. Nan Gongmin think Chongqing. Damn it, don't tell me? His thoughts were interrupted by beggar clans, dragon head leaders saying the 18 pirate strongholds along Yangtze River. Judging from his expression, it seems that he is thinking the same thing as him, alliance leader. Nan Gongmin said he has heard the news. Dragon head leader stated the Yangtze River is the only place in the Central Plains that the heaven and earth's net cannot reach. It's because of those damned bandits from the 18 pirate strongholds. If he take a boat from Chongqing, he can go anywhere along the Yangtze River. The same goes for Qinghai, the stronghold of the demonic cult. If the demonic cult bastards collude with the Yangtze's 18 pirate strongholds, it won't be easy to pursue them. Nan Gongmin asked, is there any way? Dragon head leader remarked he would like to go to Chongqing himself and command the heaven and earth's net. Nan Gongmin stated he is in his debt. If the clan leader comes forward himself, what more can he ask for? This will definitely be the first step in eradicating the demonic cult. They will spare no effort in providing all the support they can. Near Chongqing's port, Woon remarked the Yangtze River in May. Seojin used sound transmission and said it may be presumptuous to say this, but he really seemed like the son of a famous family. Woon remarked after he shaved, he looked like a proper Central Plains martial artist now. Vice squad leader. Well, he were originally a martial artist from the Central Plains. Seojin used sound transmission again and asked at any rate, will this really be alright? Ching and Ame are hot on their tails. Woon stated, don't rush. No matter how much they are being chased, isn't it good to stay like this sometimes? An escort Jang, he is now Jingzuhan, the second son of the Hazying family. Unless necessary, sound transmission is also prohibited. Seojin then apologized to him. And he thinks since their land route was completely blocked by the heaven and earth's net, his idea of going to the opposite side and using the waterway makes sense. But the 18 pirate strongholds are on the Yangtze River. Along with the Green Forest Gang, they represent Jianghu's group of bandits. Not only is their scale beyond imagination, but they also travel by boat along the Yangtze River. Even the Murim alliance failed to annihilate them every time. In the end, they have no other choice but to coexist. Is going down the waterway really the right choice? At the moment, Skipper note he will stop by the port for a moment and pick up some guests. As they approach the shore, the guard exclaimed, "My lady, the boat is here." The girl stated she finally got to ride a boat on the Yangtze River. This marks the conclusion of the 18th part of this manhwa. The 19th part will be uploaded tomorrow. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.